started a long time ago. I was a trustee of the Maritime Museum, and the director then was very keen on preserving what was left of some historic ships, because no one was looking after them. There was only the Victory in Portsmouth, and otherwise people just didn't take much interest. So and the Cutty Sark came up for sale, and so we managed to set up a trust to buy her. And then we raised some more money and built a dock for her and put her in dock and restored her. And she was the first of these historic ships, other than Victory, to be preserved. And we started the Maritime Trust, and that also helped to preserve several other ships, the Great Britain, for instance, and the Mary Rose, and a whole series, and the Warrior particularly. I mean, anybody who's seen her, that really is worth seeing. And it's particularly interesting because, if you come to think of it, up until the middle of the 19th century, all ships throughout history up to that point had always been driven by wind. Then suddenly some idiot came along and put an engine in it. But that transition is a very interesting period, because there were ships that were designed for sail, and then they had engines added, and then some were designed for sail and engines, and then eventually engines only. And that transition period, I think, in shipbuilding is particularly interesting, and I think the Maritime Trust did succeed in making sure that we had an example of each of those on display, so that people could see what they were like. I mean, the latest one, although it had nothing to do with us, but it was Belfast, which shows the sort of modern development. I think the great thing about Robin is that she's the first development of a new technology. She was almost like the first aeroplanes. I mean, she's slightly later than the Wright brothers, but I mean, the post-war, post-First World War aeroplanes are what she represents. And it was the height of marine technology in every respect. And at that time, she was what she represents. So it's, when you see, if you all go on cruise nowadays, just have a look at the ships, because they all derived from her. I mean, those ships were the very first of their kind, and all the modern ships, metal built, with engines and nothing else, originated with something like Robin. So she represents really a very important stage in technological development of marine technology. And I'd like to congratulate the Kemphers, who, I don't know how many years they've spent doing this and why they're still sane. I can't imagine. Imagine they can't have been sane when they started. But I do congratulate them for their persistence and really determination to get her to the state she is. And I think they've been helped, it's true, by a lot of other people. And I think they'd be only too delighted to acknowledge the huge help they've had. And all I can say is I hope that this new arrangement here on the barge, after years of arguing about how on earth to keep her going, is probably the most satisfactory solution. And I hope she'll be a great success.